everyone, it's me Emma and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that have subscribed, liked and commented on all of my videos the past couple of months. You guys don't realise how much it means to me, because I honestly didn't think anybody would want to watch any of my videos, let alone subscribe and comment on them to stay around. So thank you guys so much. I'm kind of mind blown and really humbled by you guys, and yeah, thank you guys so much. Also, I just wanted to have a quick mention, if you don't follow me on my Instagram, just to let you know, we have literally reached just over 600 followers and I'm literally mind blown. I can't believe anybody would want to follow me over there either, so thank you guys so much. And if you've come over from my Instagram, let me know down below, and if you are going over to my Instagram from YouTube, let me know over there as well. So it'd be cool to see who goes from which one to the other, and it'd be nice to get to know you guys a little bit more, and you guys to get to know me a little bit better and the type of manga and anime that I like to read and watch, and for me to understand you guys a little bit more and maybe take on some of your recommendations and review some of those as well. But for today's video, I wanted to come on here and review a series that I've been low-key excited about, and that series would have to be Sweat and Soap by Kintetsu Yamada. But yeah, let me just read you guys the synopsis. Osaku's living her dream, working at the toiletry maker Lily Drop, but she has a secret. The reason she loves the company so much is that she's ashamed of her body odour, and their soap is the only thing that's ever helped her. So when the company's leading product developer, a perfuming genius, approaches her in the lobby and wonders what that smell is, she's terrified. But could it be that he likes it, that he likes her, and most surprisingly of all, she might just like him back. So this story revolves around this woman here. Her name is Osako. She is 26 years old and she has issues with body odour and sweating, and she's had that issue since she was younger, and since she was younger she hasn't really found anything that will mask the smell and stop her from sweating, because there's always a potent fragrance around her. She gets a lot of anxiety and very self-conscious around this, as any person, any woman would do. Osaka first meets Kotaro in the lobby of her company where they both work. She is kind of admiring the previous collections, I believe it's the summer or the spring collection, and you kind of see her, she's really happy, really smiley, admiring it. Kotaro, you see him in the lobby walking past and catches a whiff of Osaka's scent. Yeah, so he goes over to her and tells her that the way that she smells gives him chills, and that he would like to study her in order to help him with product developing, because he's currently developing the winter collection for the company, and he asks her if he can study her by smelling her every day. Now, I don't know about you, but if some random guy came up to me and started smelling me and asked that he wanted to study me for a project, I would probably look at him and think, what the hell are you doing? You're a creep, leave me alone. But for some reason, Osako agrees to this. Possibly because it's the first time anybody has said that she smells nice, and obviously her being bullied in the past and by younger kids calling her Ostinko or Ostinko-chan or whatever it was one or the other. Obviously that surprises her, and I should imagine intrigues her. Within the first few chapters, Kotaro asks Osaka to be his girlfriend, and I find that really endearing. Although they haven't known each other for long, obviously he has quite a lot of interest in her, and I like the fact that Osaka, you can see her just within the first volume, she kind of goes through a little bit of a development, not a whole lot but a little bit. Obviously the first part of the volume she is extremely self-conscious with the way that she smells and how other people perceive her, and you'll see her, she actually carries a second pieces of clothing like underwear, bra, vest top, because she sweats profusely and she will sweat through her clothes. So you see her rushing off to the toilet like washing all of herself down and everything, whereas towards the end of this volume you don't see her do that as much. Every day at work, Kotaro will run up and smell Osako, and somewhere sort of in the middle of the volume there's a scene where they end up in a storeroom together, just the two of them. It's supposed to be a place where nobody ever goes, but as you can imagine, a typical trope, somebody ends up walking in and it happens to be, I believe her name is Reiko, and she is the manager for cosmetics, who seems to be kind of stuck up, a little bit snobby. She doesn't like Kotaro at all. I believe she thinks he's a waste of space, and the only reason why she doesn't rat him out about the fact that he's in the storeroom when he's not supposed to be is that he makes a lot of coin for the company. And you see Osako kind of hiding underneath a blanket that's in there, and for some unknown reason I get this vibe that I feel she's going to be a problem, kind of like a pain in the backside in the future, within the next few volumes potentially. She's got that sort of like air of arrogance about her, and I just feel like that is the way that they're going to go with this character. Halfway through the volume you see that Osako has a bit of an issue when she comes into work after shenanigans happens the evening before, and you see that she's a little bit uncomfortable. She's not particularly herself. She's getting a load of stuff wrong at work. She's making mistakes because obviously her head's in cloud 9. Her head's thinking about all the sort of shenanigans that happened the night before. And yeah, you notice that her manager is quite concerned about her. He sends her home, but he said, you know, to make up for it in the next couple of days we'll go out and have something for lunch. And I kind of feel with the manager, he's not a bad looking guy. I have a funny feeling that he could possibly be a love rival. It could be somebody that Kotaro's got to look out for, because as Osako gets more comfortable, more confident with herself, and her sense starts to change, I have a funny feeling that he will notice it as well, and a lot of other guys will notice it as well. And I have a funny feeling that he might be a love rival, just as much as I feel like Riko could be a possible issue. Not necessarily a love rival, more of the antagonist, want to try and kick him out of the company. Maybe they can't, maybe there's no interdating in the company, because you know sometimes that's like that in Japan and in companies and in manga in general, so I'm not quite sure. There's also an interesting aspect I find about this series is the fact that Kotaro can sense when Osako's not feeling 100% because of her scent changes. So when Osako is feeling happy and is in a very good mood, her scent, he describes it as being rather sweet, almost overly sweet, and that kind of is almost like a stimulant for him. He kind of gets a little bit frisky when he gets too much of her sweet scent, which is quite amusing. When that happens in the first part of this volume, he gets a little bit touchy-feely, but nothing happens within that scene. Osako kind of like freaks out and backs off, and I'm glad to say that Kotaro does the same. And it's not one of those ones where I know in some manga they have the girl will say no and they will do it anyway. I'm pleased that he stopped and realised, well, she didn't want that, she's not interested at the moment, I apologise, and I'm glad that that was a situation that they spoke about. Later on in this volume they do end up becoming a couple, and he's walking to some meetings. Obviously he's into trying to develop some new winter fragrances, and you see her kind of like peeking from behind a wall, kind of stalkery looking in my opinion, but kind of cute at the same time. And he can tell it's her by her scent. Even by a few meters away he can still tell it's her, but you see him having a good time talking with his work colleagues. In that certain instance she's absolutely okay with it. She's just turned around to have a look to see if he's okay, and then a few chapters ahead you see like a different side to it, and she was used to going to lunch with him a whole lot. Obviously he comes and smells her at that time, he finds it perfectly normal for him to do that at lunchtime. And then in the chapter towards the end you see that he's so busy with work that he hasn't messaged her back, and she kind of starts to freak out as to why hasn't he, does he not want to smell me anymore, does he not like me anymore? That's the kind of things that you can see her thinking. And she goes to find him, and he walks out of the meeting, and he's with the same colleagues that he had before, the same girl, and yet her mind kind of changes, and she has almost like a spike of I wouldn't say jealousy, I suppose it is jealousy. She then thinks, oh no, maybe he doesn't like me, maybe he's only here to smell me and he's not interested in me, only in my smell and what he can gain from that. And I kind of like, you see that vulnerable side of her. She kind of, you can see that she's uncomfortable with it all, but then towards the end you see that she doesn't want to say anything, but she's almost forced to, but she's honest, and then you see that actually her being honest with him is the best policy, and they can talk it out and work it out. And then right at the end of this book you see the same character where she had those initial anxieties over, has to come and speak to her to rectify a problem, and it kind of leaves it as a cliffhanger for that. And I'm looking forward to see how she deals with that situation. I'm looking forward to seeing how she grows as a character, and I'm hoping that she doesn't end up being one of those weak characters like you see in a lot of shoujo manga, even though this is josei. I hate it when you see that trope where it's a really weak character and she only needs like the guy to come and save her, and I'm totally done with that trope. I feel like we don't need that anymore. It's good on the odd occasion, but I hate it being thrown in your face all the time. So I do hope that we see that you see her throughout this series like realising that it doesn't matter that she has these issues, there's still somebody out there that will care for her. But at the same time I have a funny feeling with especially Kotaro. I feel like there is almost like a darker side to him. There's a certain scene in this volume where he is at his own apartment, and there was just something that was a little bit off. He's like staring out into the distance, and there was just a look on his face and something that he said that kind of made me think maybe there's a little bit more to him than meets the eye, and maybe there's something that could possibly be a little bit more sinister. You don't know, or not necessarily sinister, but he might have a little bit of a dark background. I do love a character with a dark background that has a few issues that need sorting out, so you never know. But overall I would give this a 4 stars for a first volume. I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the premise, I enjoyed the art style and the little bit of spiciness that was involved. I'm not going to complain, it could have been a little bit more, but it was good. But yeah, I definitely would recommend this if you haven't checked it out already. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and let me know what you think down below. If you see any series behind me that you would like me to review, I will be more than happy to do so. Also, if there is anything else that you would like me to review, let me know, or any recommendations. I'm always down for good recommendations, particularly in josei at the moment. I'm kind of wanting to diversify my collection because I've got a lot of shoujo, a lot of shonen, and not a whole lot of josei, and definitely not a lot of seinen, so I'm looking to diversify my collection over the next few months. If you have come over here from my Instagram, let me know down below, and if you've popped over to my Instagram from here, let me know as well. But yeah, so until next time guys, see ya!